nothing to say. Thoughts are gonna play. I don't wanna be another memory. No, I know that it's hard for us both. I know that we want to be told. I'm calling out your name. Will anything change? I'm calling out your name. Will anyone hear me? I'm calling out your name. Anyone hear me? I'm calling out your name. Will anything change? I'm calling out your name. Will anyone hear me? I'm calling out your name. Will anything change? I'm calling out your name. Will anyone hear me? I'm calling out your
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water? That the sign of baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. I used to think that people die because they wicked. Nowadays people wanna see you dead because you gifted. Been ready for my tomb since I came up out the womb. So no matter what, I'm coming back and paying you a visit. Saw it coming, I predicted, but y'all wouldn't listen. No, you can't protect your riches if you never burn bridges. Flip pages, went places, made changes, still dangerous. Now I'm back Altercation, hold still, I make it painless how it feel, baby. When you say you love me, is it real, baby? Full speed, both hands on the wheel, baby. Young Taz coming from the mobile, baby. You know the drill, baby. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my blood. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding in boots. Cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, he does.
Flex Instagram on that 75.
All right. Hello, everybody.
No video.
What were we? All right, whatever.
We thought you were gonna do a video.
No, I don't have a video. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nightfall Season 6 award ceremony for the Champions League.
All right, yeah, exciting.
Yeah, I'm your host, Zane, and joining once again with me is Kiba and Cerulean.
Hey,
everybody.
we're out here looking like Skittles today.
And our special guest for the award ceremony is none other than Moody.
Hello, hello. Excited to be here.
Back-to-back recon.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Best team in New York. What can you do?
How did you feel about? Did you watch Flibble's podcast?
I missed the first 10 minutes or so of it, but I watched the rest of it after that.
Did you like how he was defending all the recon players?
Of
Just,
course. Fibble's my boy. What a cutie.
You know, one of the things we think about when we bring on coaches is like sometimes maybe they'll give like a broad perspective on players and stuff, but it's kind of funny because we brought in Coach Matt and Flibble, and they both would die for their teammates. they would
Like,
not
no, my
even-
players are the best. Just end of story. No negotiation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Moody, tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got started with League, and how you found R5.
How I got started with League. Well, some high school friends introduced me to League at the end of like season 5. I think Echo was the first champion that got released when I was playing, and I was a Rengar top 1 trick in like silver or gold around there. And some people know this about me, but I play college tennis, and my senior year of high school, I broke my back. So I couldn't walk or like do anything for about 9 months. So I had to like put my competitive nature into something. So that turned into League, and so started joining teams and climbing. So I joined Calamity, and we won UML last summer, and then I was for a couple splits in Upsurge. And then after Dramatic's roster went boom, started talking to Ryan Pretty Boy, the owner of Recon, and I really liked what he had to say. And so I met the team, and Recon's great. Best org I've ever been a part of by far, like bar none, not even close. So here I am.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you, Moody. Do you guys want to hop over and get the award ceremony started?
Yeah, we have a lot of awards to get through, and we're going to talk about each one. So I think
have a
it'd be
lot.
best to go and go ahead and get started with those. But yeah, just a quick rundown, real quick. We're gonna have 22 awards. I think we added one last minute. Will be the first image we're going to show you is the award that's being presented, and then the nominees for that award. All 4 of us will take the time to talk about the nominees, how we think they got there, if they're deserving. Then once we've kind of figured out like the conversation, then we'll go ahead and show who actually won the award. There's certain awards that we'll have interviews for, so we'll bring in people to kind of do like acceptance speeches and stuff. There's not too many of those, and I think some people aren't available, so but there will be a couple of interviews as well, so hope you guys have fun. Just remember that a lot of these picks were admin based, and we pretty much think we made the right choices with all of our picks. But I would just ask that you respect all the decisions and stuff. But there are some awards in there that are really fun, and just keep in mind that this is all for fun. So with that, we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, and I don't know if you added this on. One thing is we have a couple of awards based on stats, and I don't know
Yeah,
if
we
you
do have.
added that on.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of awards, and I think the first award we're going to get started with is the most kills overall, and because it's based off of the stats, there's not really like 4 different people that we can choose from. We just have one specific person. Can anyone guess? Well, except for Cerulean, and I think Kiba know?
Yeah, we'll just have Moody guess.
We'll have
know
Moody
who
guess.
did most kills. It's got to be Loki. It's got to be Loki. He was like over 100. So
you think Loki?
yeah, I think Loki was first, and I was like second or third, but it was definitely Loki way ahead of me. He was like 20 kills or something ahead of me.
How many kills in total?
Oh yeah, guess the number. We do have the number on there, so
120. This would be my guess.
all right.
Ooh, okay, that was really close. 124 kills for
Nice.
him, for Loki.
All right, yeah, congratulations to Loki. Had a really great season. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. But the next one, whose idea was the next one? All right, the most deaths overall. Whose idea?
Like
was
I said, okay, usually when there's a good award, there's going to be a bad award, and then, I mean, you can call it an award, but it's going to be an accolade nonetheless. So
I'm just glad that I set out a week. That would be me on the most deaths. So
It's a tie, by the way. There's two people.
there are 2 people
who have the same amount of deaths right now. It is tied up.
I bet you someone from Essentia.
You
I
think
actually,
someone from
I
the
only
chat?
remember one. I only remember one of them.
No, I know who it is. I did the stats.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember.
Okay,
But
okay. Moody, did you say who you thought it was?
Someone mentioned it. I think it was it Blexy, and then I don't know who the second one
I
is.
really want you to guess the second one.
I want to say it's like Tanzo or Scrim. Me, Tanzo, and Scrim die a lot.
The
Yeah,
drum
you
roll
do.
into it, and well, you got Scrim right. So it's Bluxy
Yeah.
and Scrim for the most deaths overall.
Yeah.
You know,
Congrats.
it's kind of crazy because
Congratulations.
like Luxy didn't even play every game. I think so. Like,
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
that's
'Cause
impressive.
That's unfortunate.
crazy. And I mean, like we talked about it a lot during the podcast and stuff. How like Scrim usually was the one who would fall for your team. I say, like he would always be the one that would attempt to make a play, but he'd always die as a result. I
At
guess.
least half of Scrim's deaths are saving my butt. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And yeah, I feel like he doesn't get that credit that But congratulations on dying 75 times, I guess, for however many. I mean, you guys. Another thing is you guys had a lot of 2-1 games, right? So it's even an added on
Oh,
like number of games. So
yeah, that's true.
You should be
But yeah.
proud of yourself for dying that many times.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about Bluxy though. Like he missed games and he's still up there with Scrim. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about him. But
It just
hey,
be like that sometimes.
you won the award.
All right. Next award we have is another stat: most assists overall.
Hmm.
Who do you
Who's
think?
the best support?
Who has the most assists in the?
It's got to be
Champions?
Phoenix. It's got to be Phoenix.
Nah, no way.
Phoenix.
I don't know.
The
If Loki is
sarcasm.
the most kill I've got, it's got to be Phoenix. for
So
most
so
assists.
we got
I'd be really
sarcasm,
surprised.
sarcasm, and Phoenix. All right. So I think we all are on the same vote that it's going to be Phoenix. Phoenix made with 232
Oh my gosh.
assists.
So
Oh
fun
my.
fact: the next highest person was 170.
Oh
So
my!
so he had 60 assists higher than the next, person.
Do you guys keep
That's
track of KP? I wonder what his KP is.
Nah, that's a
No,
lot
we
of
don't.
work. To
That's
be
a
honest.
lot of percentages and stuff.
But yeah, when I was doing the stats, like that just stood out to me that he's got that many more assists than the next person. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Who was the other person? Is what Yuki was asking.
Scrim.
Scrim, yeah.
Scrim. Oh.
Scrim had a lot of assists, yeah. But it's just crazy to think 232. Like that might be a record to state for like a good bit, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, be proud of it. The Fruition bot lane together, you got to give it to him. The assists and then also the most kills. It goes together perfectly. But very well done by Phoenix Man in the end. Next award that we have is most CS in the season. Who got the most farm?
Ooh, this is a fun one.
Who was
Rat
able
load.
to click a minion at the right moment? Who? Okay.
I mean,
I want to say it's Paradox because Paradox is like greedy. He's so greedy for farm. Well, we'll be like trying to take Baron. He's like, wait, I got to get this wave bot. But we also fight a lot, so I don't think it's Paradox.
We
probably
have the
Loki
number as
maybe?
well.
I
Guess
mean,
the number.
Hanzo would be split pushing a lot. Like
That's
I mean,
true. That's
Hanzo
true.
Speaking
never
on that,
be.
like I don't think Ratload would ever leave lane until 30 minutes like into the game. Like he would just stay up there farming on York. So I mean, those are all good guesses, but there's one person who
There's one person that everyone's
farm more minions.
yeah, that's one person everyone's missing. Can anyone guess the number? The amount of CS that this person got. Can anyone? I'm just curious. I want to see. I want to know what people's guesses. 1,000.
I bet you it's Loki with 4,271 CS.
Okay.
That's a big number.
That is a big number.
I feel like you just like looked at the stat page.
So definitely from what I'm seeing, the closest I see in the chat at least for CS is Tonzo. Tonzo guessed 3,172. The actual answer is Loki Dosi with 3,271 CS.
Yeah.
Hey, that's wrong. It's supposed to be 4,000.
All right. Well, you gave me the wrong number, so.
Oh, okay. So
Michael was right.
we can fix this. We can fix this.
Yeah, Loki does have the most CS, but the number is 4,000.
So
I think.
yeah, okay. So 4,000 CS. That's impressive.
Yeah, he beat Tilted by like 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tilted at a fair amount as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so Now we have the next award up, which is going to be the most time played. What player has played?
This is actually really interesting. I thought this was the dumbest award, but this is actually really interesting.
We
Who?
thought it was dumb until we realized how many minutes it added up until. Like,
if someone can guess the specific
The number?
like
Hours?
if
Minutes?
the hours, like hours point whatever,
Mm.
I'll give you a mystery skin if you can guess the actual number, because this is absurd. But don't cheat, please don't cheat.
They're probably just gonna cheat.
we
I'll know if you cheat. There's no way.
can
Okay.
answer quick.
Priscilla said
Okay, what's that?
88. Is that 80 hours? Did you guess 80 hours?
That is
Yeah.
a ridiculous number.
We got
These are
45?
okay.
45.
These are all ridiculous.
Okay, relax. Go back down. Relax. Come down. No, stop it. Come
They had 8 games,
There's
8
no way
matches.
it's over, like, 10 there's no way it's over 10 hours.
Come on. Oh, okay. Ratload's getting closer. We got someone who's going further down. Thank you. There we go. Oh,
Okay, someone cheated. It's fine.
someone got it right. I see someone in chat who got it right.
Okay, let's show it.
Yeah,
Let's
we're gonna show it. So it's 8.5 hours, and it's IG's Hero.
Yep. IG Hero played every single game, and IG is one of the teams that struggles to end games, so their games usually go for 50 minutes usually. So there you have it. I actually think
Was
it's
he the only
crazy
one who
that-
played every game on that team? I thought it would have
Yeah.
been tied.
Yeah, he was the only player who played every single game. Every other player on his team was out or had to sub at some point.
Yeah, they had a lot of substitutions too, especially with like ADC and top lane. I think like between those two roles, they missed a lot of games. So,
Okay. But
but Hero didn't.
do you think Tilted should get the mystery skin?
No.
No?
He guessed wrong initially.
Okay, that's true.
I guess-
That's true. All right.
Sorry, Tilted.
Next award we have is the best series performance. And we have nominees this time. We have Paradox, Dax, Yuki Bunny, and Loki Dosi for the best series performances.
Yeah. So you can start on take one and just kind of talk about it.
So I'll just start in the top left one with Paradox. So week 2, that was podcast episode 3, I think, or 4, and that's the one that we brought in Jack for. And then between Jack, he said some stuff to Paradox, and we also said like we agreed with him, like Paradox needed to step up with his play. And then that was the week Paradox popped off, had a pentakill. I think he had like an insanely high KDA. Like it was probably one of the best like ADC performances.
Yeah, it's the best comeback I've ever seen for a player. Like talking about him being at such a low point, and I think there was talks about like him losing his spot on the team. Maybe you can like shed some light on that, but he came out and just showed everyone why he deserved it, and I think that's very notable. For Dax, the nominee for that one, that was the one where Polar Ace was winning, and it was like a 40-minute game, and Dax was on Kale and single-handedly took over the game, and they came back and won in 50 minutes. And then the next game, because this is his best series, he was playing Hecarim and completely like destroyed Juju in lane. I think he solo killed him 4 or 5 times. So he carried that team on his back that series.
Then the Yuki Bunny match. That's the match versus Fruition, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, that's the one where he was playing Ashe, and like he was another person we were saying he was playing a lot of Sonatark during the time, and we were kind of talking down on him. And then he had this match against Fruition, the first time Fruition's ever lost in Nightfall. So like that's a huge match. And then I think he did like 70k damage or 60k damage as Ashe in game 1, like putting up crazy numbers. Like just the whole series was fun to watch, and it was a crazy game.
And of course we have we have Loki on here too, but it's really hard to pinpoint a week by Loki that was like very notable because he had very pop off weeks regularly. But week 1, I think coming out and making a statement like he did, especially after the previous season, like him just pretty much putting his foot down, saying I'm the best AD carry here. That's why we picked week 1 for Loki.
Okay, Moody, who do you think? Or did he already see it? Did Moody already see?
He hasn't seen any of these
He
yet.
hasn't seen any.
Okay, Moody, who do you think?
See, I don't remember the Yuki Bunny or Loki's that well. I do remember watching Dax's series on the Kale, and we were watching it together as a team, I think, and we were just like, okay, we're not giving up Kale. That's not happening. And then Paradox's like redemption arc was super cool. The middle of the Pentakill team fight, like, you know, you had the triple kill notification on the screen or whatever, and Cillian's like, Penta? And then he ended up getting it. So that was really cool, especially after Jack was talking a lot of smack about him.
All right.
I could see it being Paradox or Dax, but I don't remember the other two, so I can't really say.
Paradox or Dax. All right. Well, the winner for this award is going to be Dax. Dax has the best series performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like you said, between him and Paradox, like those are the two we narrowed it down to. I think Dax had a more carry performance. Like him turning around that game on the kill, I think is like the big thing in our mind, like as to why we think he deserves it. Like I think Paradox had a really good redemption arc, but I think in terms of best series, like Dax proved like why he was the one that was carrying that team. So
All right, now we're gonna make things interesting. We're gonna go to the opposite end of the series performance and go take a look at the worst series performance by
yep.
Ooh,
one of
I
these
bet I'm not. Am I nominated?
Hey,
this one?
I'm just saying, guys. If for every positive, there's a
yes.
negative award. So
I'm not on this one. Okay.
So we have Yuki, Sky's Lolly, NKDA, and Drops.
so you can talk about the Sky's Lolly one. I don't really know about that one, but
This is the one I know the most about. This was Sky's Lolly's first match playing with Essentia, and then I think like the whole series he wound up going like 110-1, and just having like really low CS numbers compared to his lane opponent, and it was just like it didn't look very good from him that week. He brought it back the next week, but for his week 3 performance, I forgot who they were playing, but it wasn't a pretty sight.
mhm. I think the Yuki Bunny series was that the one where he played Sona 2 games out of 3.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean it was very clear, very fast that Yuki was not proficient on Sona. I commend them for trying the Sona Taric combo, but it was just not for Yuki. So he had a pretty rough series. But I mean, you know, it is a tough champion to play, especially if you're not used to playing that kind of stuff. And then NKD and Drops, we can kind of talk together, like they separate weeks. Just series is where you know they completely dropped the ball. Yeah, Moody, who do you think got this one?
I'm not familiar with most of these. I do
Yeah.
remember the Essential one. I think he went like 1-5 and 0-5, something like that.
Yeah,
so-
some underfruition.
I don't really remember the other ones that well.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, like even if you go 1-5, 1-5, it wasn't even just that. It was that he had zero impact, like on the game. Like he was completely just devoid of any kind of assistance to his team, and that was a big thing. So we can go ahead and show it.
I'm just glad my 1-9 Jarvan game stood on here. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I don't remember who won this.
The winner for the worst series performance is going to be Sky's Lolly.
Pog. Woo! Congrats.
Worst series. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for this one is the fact that he had no impact, and they also ended up losing. But I think at least for the Yuki Bunny series, they actually ended up winning that series. They finally decided to put him on Ashe, and he was just like, "Let me wait." Did he play Ashe? I think it was something else, but he played something that was just like, I can actually play an AD carry. But yeah, it's
See, the real reason he got it is because Now solo killed him, and for Now to solo kill you, like that's a big yikes. Like anyone that got that, like you're gonna win this award.
Yikes. Yikes. All right, before anything else gets out of hand, we're going to move over to the next award, which is going to be the most off-meta pick. So we have two nominees here. You have Juju with the Vayne top, and then you have Larson with the Jace ADC. Two interesting picks.
Both of these, so Larson played Jace twice, and Juju played Vayne once, and all the matches were won. That's crazy to think.
Yeah.
So Voyboy Jr. got a win with Vayne top, and then the Jace ADC popped off too, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I think also what's weird about this is for some reason in Nightfall, no coaches allow any kind of off meta picks anywhere. You're expected to play meta at all times. No player gets any freedom at all. Coaches, that's a direct shot at you
Matt.
for ruining this award. But yeah, I mean, Vayne Top. I mean, you could consider it off meta, but at the same time, it is played. You know, it is something that people bring out. But yeah, Larson, the Impulse substitute, who isn't even a AD carry player, played Jace AD carry, so that is pretty notable.
All right. Moody, who do you think?
It's got to be the JCDC. I saw one game of it. It was I was slightly impressed. I'm a little disappointed. My Camille's not in here. What's up with this?
It's
Very, very, very unhappy about that. Come on, guys. It took me like 3 weeks to convince my coaches that you could play Camille Jungle into Rek'Sai and it wins.
Should have put it on there for the meme, to be honest.
Unfortunate. Sorry, I forgive you.
It's okay. But, hey, at least you did get the winner right. So Larson with the Jace ADC is going to take the award for most off-meta pick, which is quite
Good job.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good for him for picking something that, you know.
They both should have won.
Yeah, for playing something that's not normal. Like, come on,
Good job.
coaches need to, you know, just loosen up a little bit, I guess.
It wins.
All right. Now, like you said, there's always a good, and then there's always a bad. So we're gonna move over to the award for worst one trick.
It is here.
So we have a couple to choose from. Charlie and Rakiba, would you like to announce the nominees?
They should all stay in solo queue, to be honest.
All of them should stay in solo queue.
So first you got Dorjan, of course. Kha'Zix one trick. Got to Masters playing Kha'Zix, but put him on Camille and it's a big yikes.
Yeah,
So-
put him on anything that's not Kha'Zix. It's a big yikes.
True.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a golden arc with Skarner, but you know that got smashed pretty quickly. And people realized he was only playing Kha'Zix in his ranked games. Moody, talking about you, I mean, you played Nidalee, I think only a handful of times, but you know,
No one gave me the chance.
yeah,
Come on, guys. What's up with that?
No one ever let you have. It's almost like Nidalee's not good or something.
No, she's
So-
an A-tier jungler right now, I promise. Yeah.
You want to take the LSG people, Michael?
Yeah. So Patty, as everyone knows, I don't think is a mid lane
Mhm.
main. So Corky was like his come up with mid because it's used to his traditional role. But also, like if you see, he plays a lot of Corky in solo queue, and then at the start of the season, like if Corky was open, they're picking that Corky. Same thing with that Sonatark. They're picking that Sonatark. So
Mhm.
the Corky is just, it's always like, you always see it in the LSG game, to be honest. So
For real,
that's
yeah.
why we put it up there.
All right.
And then Boom
Yeah.
Hunter's Braum was it's kind of just a meme, I think, but still, you see him playing Braum a lot.
Yeah, he's a Braum one trick.
Bro,
I think everybody on his team would agree, and I think even the all-star partner that he had would agree that that's the case.
Was he?
Then we have Jack. Do you want to take Jack?
Yeah. So Jack, I've known Jack for like a few seasons now, and Jin has always been his champion. Like if you talk to him, he's always talking about Jin. Not saying it's the cleanest Jin, but he always talks about Jin. So, and he popped off on it like last week. So
My vote for the sword has to be Jack, purely because on the Week 2 podcast, he was talking about how if we gave him Jin, he was going to destroy us. And then Game 1, our Caitlyn was like 13-1 with the pentakill. So we all know how that went. My vote's Jack.
all right. Well, the winner for the worst one trick is going to be none other than Boom Hunter on the Braum.
Woo! You
Yep,
suck.
So just remember the award was worst one trick. You know, you guys are all proficient on your champions. Like no one's ever denying that. But Boom Hunter cannot play Braum even if he wants to be a one trick. So you know that's something he needs to keep in the back of his mind if his team puts him on that. And I think we actually will try to get an interview with him if he's available because we want to get his thoughts on that. So. Zana, if you want to switch the screen, I will invite Boom Hunter real quick.
Yeah, hop him on over.
If he wants to pick up. So we'll see how this goes.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Phone a friend, guys.
Phone a friend.
Hello.
Hello?
Boom Hunter.
I think we
Yeah,
got
this
him
is
on the
scuffed.
phone. Yeah, I think
Yeah, this is real scuffed.
we got it on the phone.
Can you hear us?
I
He's-
see his front door.
Oh, there he is.
Well, hello there, Boom.
Were those AirPods?
We can't hear you. So hold on. He's walking up his stairs,
Oh, what is this?
and he's giving us a room tour now.
Oh, okay. We're getting a room tour. Sorry, everybody.
Right.
Oh,
He will be back. He's probably just getting ready. But okay, hold on. one sec.
Wait, this is really scuffed.
this is really
This is-
scuffed. This man is having some problems.
I really wish everyone on stream could see what was going on right there.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
okay. We'll come back to Boom Hunter. We'll come back.
Okay,
Okay.
don't.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, don't let him hop in the call as well. Tell him to make sure that he says he's ready to go so we can switch it. All right, so so we have a little bit of trouble trying to get Boom Hunter on.
Mm-hmm.
The next
All right.
award that we're going to take a look at is Most Versatile Champion Pool.
Woo-wee.
Interesting. Tanzo, NKDA, Moody, and Hey There Losers are your nominees.
Yeah.
How's Tanzo on this list? What?
That. So what we went off of this is like who played the most champions throughout the season, and you'd be surprised with how many champions a lot of people played.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like even
ridiculous.
like the first 4 weeks, like we'll see like up to 7 to 8 champions played, like through like 5 weeks I think or 4 weeks. Like that was just kind of crazy to us, but
I think another thing to think about is like even considering team drafts, like the team obviously saw that hey, we can put you on this, or this. Like it wasn't like okay, we're going to restrict you to these champions. So when we were looking through these, it was actually kind of shocking. But yeah, who do you think won this one, Moody?
Probably Hey There Losers. That would be my guess.
Hey there. All right.
If it's Tanzo's, I'm gonna eat my shoe.
Well, get ready to eat your shoe.
Oh
Yep.
no way!
Congratulations, Tanzo.
Woo! You're gonna have a lot of champions.
All right, well you're on stream, so you might as well go grab your shoe right now.
Yeah, go for it. People are watching.
take a chomp.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Let's give that interview with Boom.
Yeah, so Boom Hunter is back. Well, then we'll talk about Tanzo's number of champions. But all right, let's call Boom
Woo!
real quick.
Boom, where you at, man? I heard they taste better if you boil them for. Hey, that's an interesting concept. It could work. All right, Boom, where are you, man?
There he is.
There, Boom.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, hello.
So Boom, welcome. Were you watching the stream?
Very briefly.
Okay. Did you see the award that you won?
I did.
All right. How do you feel about being labeled as a Brom one trick, but then also being labeled as the worst one trick?
Well, I don't even feel. I felt like I played like Morg. Decent amount, but I mean, whatever.
Fine. If you
I'll
want,
take-
we can pretend the Brom is a Morg. If you want to be labeled as the worst one trick, anyway, that's because
Well,
remember the award is worst one trick.
yeah.
But yeah, I think your team puts you on Braum a lot, and they put you on Morg a lot. But I think you need to come to terms with the fact that maybe you shouldn't label yourself as a Braum one trick or a Morg one trick. So
Well, I think I remember someone else on our team being a worse one trick, being
All right.
our jungler,
okay,
Sichuan, but he's not up there.
oh, yeah. Well, I mean, do you want to shout him out? Maybe.
Sure. LSG. I think LSG Dark Cat deserves a sword, so I'm gonna give this one to him.
All right. And what champion would that be for?
Sejuani, obviously.
All right. Well, there you are. You heard it here first.
We'll
Yeah.
let you know, Boom. If you would have won the 1v1, you wouldn't have got this award.
I did win the 1v1.
Oh, did you?
No,
Yeah.
you did not. Up until a point.
What? I won the
Anyway.
Braum 1v1.
You did win the Braum one you won. That's true. So I mean, that only
True.
proves that you're more of a Braum one trick than anybody. So
Yeah, I gotcha.
thank you. But yeah, thank you. Enjoy the award. It comes with no monetary prize. So yeah, just enjoy the screenshot.
I'll take my team out to dinner or something.
Good. That was good to hear.
You can take me.
All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for coming by. Thank you.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
Alrighty.
There we
Yeah, he's
go.
never invited back.
All right. So now that we've gotten that done, do you guys want to talk about Tonzo a little bit in his champion
Yeah.
pool?
So I don't remember, Michael. Do you remember the number? But I'm pretty sure.
It's like 17, 19, 20.
No, it wasn't 7. It was like 12. I think it was like 11 or 12. As Moody continues to eat his shoe. Yeah, he played a lot of champions, and I think Moody was actually second. I think he played quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Tonzo has shown that he's proficient on all those champions.
That's
Alright.
bullshit.
All right. Next award we have most entertaining podcast guest. We have 4 nominees for this one. First one we have Jack. Second, Now. Third, Flibble, and the last one, Patty's Wagon.
Yeah.
I'm not on this list.
So,
It sucks, man.
unfortunate.
Hey, I mean, you ate your shoot. You would have won, to be honest.
Right, exactly. Like, this is blasphemy.
mhm.
All
So
right.
we'll start with the best one with Flibble. That was last week's episode if you haven't seen. That was just a Power Rankings update episode, I think. So a lot of funny things came out of that one. And then I don't remember Patty's that much.
Is this purely the podcast, or does this also include the aftermath of the podcast?
No, purely the podcast, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, purely the podcast. Yeah, probably.
Okay, I have
Actually, it could include a lot of other things. I didn't think of that, but it could. Let's name the winner.
Yeah, so I mean, now we were actually held at gunpoint to bring Now onto the podcast. So, I mean, it was entertaining for the viewers, but not for us. So, I mean, that's how we feel about that. But yeah, it was a really fun episode.
Yeah, I don't think it was gunpoint. I think he came at you with a crowbar.
Oh yeah, it was a supreme crowbar. Yeah, that was
He
it.
came swinging.
He had a body
Jack-
pillow too, bro. It's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, Jack's podcast was very interesting because he made a lot of statements that, like you said, Moody, afterwards were treated with a lot of a lot of memes.
there was definitely an aftermath. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So I guess we can go ahead and show it and then talk about it. But
All right. The winner is Jack.
Congrats. We'll let
Congratulations.
Moody talk about this one.
yeah,
Oh, I love banter. I'm sure no one noticed. No one ever noticed that I love banter. So to have him, throw out the banter that he was going to dump starts with Jin, and then our Caitlyn pop off on him was very, very satisfying. Not just for me, but especially for like Paradox and Scrim. So.
yes. I think the fact that he said that if they play Paradox and Scrim, then it's going to be a wash were his actual words.
Yes, that's
And
verbatim.
I mean, with that way that game went, I think it makes the podcast more entertaining. Like it was fun. Like he had a lot of things to say, and I think he even himself came and said yeah, we were definitely wrong about what we said. But it did make for a very interesting conversation. The fact that he came out and said all of that. So now you were very entertaining, but I think that the memes that were built from Jack's podcast were far and above anything. So
I mean, to be fair, he wasn't wrong. Botlane was a wash. So
it wasn't a wash.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
He'll see you in finals, buddy. Don't you worry.
Tonza said it right as I did too.
So for this next award, we are gonna take. I don't even know. The most attractive player.
Kiba.
The most attractive player, and we have 4 nominees. And my question is, who picked these nominees? Because
Me?
Kiba,
Yeah?
100%. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Me and
It was
Loki
4
got
o'clock.
bored. Me and Loki started talking. About the girls' pictures from the Snapchat app in the general chat.
Okay.
And then we started thinking, damn, imagine if they weren't girls. And No, go back to you, on night.
Wait, I'm so confused where that was going.
No, nowhere.
Okay. So we had
We got
a
we
little
got
bit of
we got a lot of outside perspective, and there was no way for us to be able to make this decision on our own. I'm proud to say that I was not able to make this decision. So we asked some people.
some.
But yeah,
I think we only met as one person, right? Or
we asked. Okay, go ahead.
all right. Okay, the winner of the most attractive player is now. I'm waiting for the chat to blow
You're
up.
cute as heck, bro.
My vote was tilted.
Yeah. So
Tilted.
we asked Sweet Prostate to pick who she thought was the most attractive,
Oh,
and she made a choice. So any concerns can be taken to her.
To be honest now, like, you should be DMing her right now. Like,
True.
we got you, brother. Don't you worry.
Hey, can we give an honorable mention to
She's
Tilted?
single.
Wait, what did you say?
Can we give an honorable mention to Tilted? He almost made me go the other way, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people can say that, but I was not being swayed in any way. So,
Mhm.
and some people are taking the Snapchat app very seriously and are almost converting their own personal image to that image. So, some people, like specifically coaches, need to dial it back a little bit. So, yeah, we can go ahead and move on.
okay. Now this one's interesting because I didn't even know until the last minute that technically I had a group nominated for this. This is the best mini community. And so you have the Dorch Angles, the Now Appreciation Club, the K-Man's Long Schlong Club, and Zonite Uwus. So at the last
Ooh.
minute, I didn't even know that I had a club. So I appreciate that I've been nominated for this.
Yeah, you have quite a following. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's everybody in the chat during our streams that just says on night handsome cuties uwu is technically in your club. So, yeah, who do you think won this one, Moody?
So does Zonite Uwu include sunglasses? Zonite.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sunglasses.
That is the
Okay.
leader.
That makes it really tough. Is this in terms of pure popularity or like just overall best community?
I mean, whatever they do outside representing themselves as a part of the community could also be a part of it. Growth, representation, how many people are in it, a lot of stuff.
I see a lot of now members, and I'm not buying it. I have to go Zonite. It has to be Zonite.
On night uwus. What
So
about
Now
Cayman?
can't win both back-to-back awards. So,
If I had sunglasses next to me, I'd put them on right now, but I don't.
yeah.
Hey, man, I
Okay.
appreciate
I think K-Man's is the biggest, right?
Cayman's is the biggest, but that's also because it's like his stream community. So
So is Dorjan's.
I don't know what Dorjan's is really. Anyway, so we can go ahead and move on to the winner.
Yeah, I like the way Tacit put it. It's cute, but it's not the best community. I'll keep with that one. The actual winner for this one is the Now Appreciation Club, and this one I believe is going to be an interview with Now.
We are going to bring
Yeah.
the president himself of
Am
the
I allowed
Now
to jump in?
Appreciation Club. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to add him real quick. So let's see if he joins. Hopefully he doesn't say anything too bad, but
Let's not get ourselves out of hand. All right.
Hello. Congratulations. You won. You did it.
How do you feel?
Honestly, it was a very long road. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. We're not just a club anymore. We're branding out. It's gonna be an international business. Building the brand. This is just the first step. We already got this planned out. Now with
Okay.
1 exclamation mark, the first club. Now with 2 exclamation mark, that's the next one. Up and coming soon. TM, telling you.
whoa, hearing
No.
it here first, huh?
It's a 2-month business plan. Yeah, we don't do years. Fast acting.
Yeah. So let me ask you, how long have you had this club for?
I don't know, a couple weeks.
A couple of weeks.
2?
And what's your total member count right now?
Oh, yo, let's get the updated number. We're 65 mans deep. Boys.
65 men deep. How many of those people are from Nightfall or are part of Nightfall?
Honestly, a fair bit, but we
You're welcome.
So
we don't talk about from which place they come from. They're all just the homies. We
All right.
appreciate everyone.
All right. So final question is, how many other teams use your appreciation club tag?
Yo, too many. All I'm saying, it's wild. I've been robbed. My Smurf accounts have been robbed by the Now Club from LP multiple times already. I've been griefed by many. I've griefed many as well, but it's all part of a beautiful cycle.
I will say this. Would you say there's a rivalry between you and the Door Generals?
Door who? Wait, door who? Wait a second. Is this a serious question? Hello? I'm just saying, people think they're rivals, but we just do the same thing all the time. We just put them in the dirt. Like I've heard, like, I don't know, I've heard some rumors of it's not really Door Generals, it's like Door Generates.
Okay.
Not me. This is Amelia, not me. No, Amelia. I'm just don't shoot the messenger. I swear, please. Yeah.
All right. Well, as the
I've heard some,
president of the Now Appreciation Club, we hope you enjoy this award, and we hope you continue growing.
I'm gonna get this shit framed. No lie.
I will send it to you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. All right.
Wait, why didn't we ask him about his other award too while he was here?
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
The next award after that one. Okay. Most gatekeep player.
Oof! Oh my god.
Most gatekeep player.
Who do you think? We nominees: Horizon, Dax, Rat, and Loki Dosi.
They're all pretty hard gatekeeped.
Yeah, I mean Loki Dosi especially. Well, you never really know like how much is his team actually holding him back.
Yeah.
Not really quite
True.
a surprise that he's on there.
Yeah, to be honest, there's 3 like for sure ones that I know should be on there, and then there's Horizon, who it's kind of a question mark. Like we couldn't think of a 4th, but the other 3 are getting gatekeeped pretty hard, I'd have to say.
Yeah. Dax especially, you could argue that he was the one just dragging his team across the finish line. But he couldn't reach the finish line, so he wasn't able to actually succeed in that. But yeah, he was like pretty much a driving force in that. Now, Rat, I would say, has performed very well during the season. He was picked for All Stars. He's a very good player. He's proven. I think that I don't even know what his main role is, but I know he can play a lot of stuff very proficiently. I don't know if you know anything about him, Moody, but
my vote would have to go to either Rat or Dax. I think they're kind of in a similar situation where neither team made playoffs, but like they're both outstanding performers and they're both auto filled. Like they're both, field players. I think Rat's main role is top lane. So for him to just like go down and play ADC and perform really well is kind of impressive. And then same with Dax. I think Dax plays everything. So I think he transitioned a mid at the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the winner for this award is going to be Rat. Rat is taking home this award. Congratulations, sir.
I mean, this one is pretty obvious. Like, his team didn't win a single game, but we rated him like the 4th best ADC in the league or 3rd best. Like, he has crazy good performances, and they still didn't win like anything. So this is a pretty easy one.
It's crazy. It speaks a lot when someone's picked as an all-star and your team is performing so poorly. Like, I would say that's pretty gatekeep.
Sure.
All right. The next award we have is for the most underrated player. Nominees are Indigo, Dark Cat, Hey There Losers, Rexalis, is that how you say it? And NKDA. Who do you guys?
He's been casting for 8 weeks and you still don't know how to say his name?
Yes, actually, that is very true. Yeah. I don't know.
So, I say this every week. Indigo is slept on hard. Hard. Like, every single performance, we were looking over all the stats. He's a beast. Always sleeping.
Okay. Moody, who do you think?
So I do agree with Indigo that he's underrated. I've also heard from Tanzo that Tanzo thought that Rexalis should have been one of the all-star top laners. I don't remember. I don't think he even played in the Impulse series against us. But yeah, Tanzo was saying that, or maybe I didn't play in the Impulse series. Is that what it was? I don't remember. Anyways, Tanzo was saying that Rexalis was like really, really good and that he was completely underrated. So I would vote Rexalis.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, the winner of the most underrated player is Hey There Losers.
Woo!
Yeah, I think this is actually a really good award. We've actually never, especially early on in the season, we didn't really give much credit to Hey There Losers. We kind of always just looked over him. And he really proved himself this season. And he was also an All Star. He won the 1v1 tournament. He's very underrated in my opinion. And I think he's slowly starting to gain more and more respect. He certainly gained our respect. So I think this was a very easy choice for us. Who that he was an underrated player. We were going to get an interview with him, but I think he's taking a final right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good luck to him. But we're glad he got this award.
Yeah, all of you, when you can, send a little positive message over to him if you can, because as we all know, final season can be really tough. So keep the positivity going. Next one that we have is the most overrated player. We always have good. Now we got to go back to the bad. Actually, not bad, but it's fun. Most overrated player nominees is Bashan, Moody, Jack, and Dorjan.
Well,
Oof.
yeah,
Hey, Moody.
So
What's up?
is this like the season overall, or is this like compared to what people were saying at the beginning?
yeah, both.
Both.
Because one thing is like another like we had to start initially with like how we thought about certain players and like you could think about how like Bishan and Jack performed in the last season, right? They had very high expectations going in. The same could be said about you. I think when you joined, you guys won every single game in ABL, and then Dorjan, you know, Grandmaster, Kazakhs player, greatest Kazakhs of all time according to him. Doesn't perform that well when he plays with this team. At least as of late, had a really hot period early on. Yeah. So, Michael, do you have any thoughts on these?
Um, I mean, like the big ones that stand out to me are Bishan and Moody. I'm sorry, but like we ranked you guys like the best two junglers in the league starting off, and then at the start of the season, like not as much for you, Moody, but more so for Bishan. Like it just kind of was a rough start, and then Moody brought it, or not Moody, Bishan brought it back like towards the end, the last couple of weeks. But I think it's more of like not that they performed as bad, but because they both performed good, but it's more so like we just rated them so high in our eyes, like it was hard to see them perform like that.
All right. And the winner.
My
Sorry. No,
okay,
go for it. Go for it. I want to hear it.
so so my take on this is that I think it was me, Bishan, and Dorjan were rated as the top three junglers at the start of the season. And at the end of the season, I think everyone said it was like me and Dorjan at 1 and 2, where you put us, was up for debate. And then it was like Dark Cat after that, maybe. And I don't remember if Jack was rated highly at the start of the season, but I mean, my vote would have to be Bishan. I don't think he performed very well this season, especially with expectations were so high for him at the start.
All right. Well, your winner of the most overrated player, and we can get an interview from him at this very moment because it's Moody.
Moody, most
Yeah.
overrated
Ouch.
player. Okay, so we'll actually take some time to talk about this.
Okay. I want to hear reasoning. I want to hear
Yeah,
reasoning.
we actually spent a very long time on this. Like, this isn't as a joke or anything. It was between you and Bishan for a very long time. Personally, I feel like the hype that was built around you was unprecedented because we had heard like, oh, Moody joins Recon 5, they win every single game. Recon is like now at the top, they won ABL, whatever. Like that was what we said initially in our first podcast. Like Moody's going to be like, the hero for
True.
Recon. And then, I mean, you had, very, very like iffy performances, but then you started dying like a lot. Like that was something that was always in the back of my mind was like I think people like always thought you're like a really 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 like solid player, and especially you came in and like changed Recon, but it wasn't really showing in Nightfall. I don't know if it was like a Nightfall specific thing. um Bishan, you could argue, had the same thing where he came in from last season, but he had kind of like a mini redemption arc where the meta didn't really fit him, and then he came back and started performing really well. Like he had crazy carry performances for Polar Ace. these last few weeks, and that was kind of like the tipping point for me. If you talk about broad overrated player, like that's why I chose you. But I don't know, Michael. Maybe you had different reasoning, but
No, I think a lot of things you said I can agree on.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it says you're here. Well, congratulations on the award.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored.
Yeah. I mean, you're open to say like if you disagree, like that's completely fine because this is all for fun. So just keep that in mind. But
Don't hit
let
us
us have
too
it.
hard.
I mean, everyone. We came in saying I was a top 2 jungler, and we finished saying I was a top 2 jungler. I do think I underperformed. I don't contest that. I've not been playing well, especially at Nightfall. I think my last couple of weeks were okay, but especially at the start of the season wasn't so great. But you guys can cry, and I'll kiss my most overrated player trophy when I'm lifting Nightfall champion trophy.
Yeah. I can frame it just like
That's-
those are good words. I like that actually.
All right. Okay. Next award that we have. Well, first off, I didn't get to say this. Congrats, Moody. The most,
Thank
the most improved player. We have Paradox, Oh No, Bashan, Yuki Bunny, and Patty's Wagon as your nominees for the most improved player. I haven't seen it yet, even though I did put the pictures in. I was kind of half asleep, but because it was a bonus for me because I was able to now have a chance to kind of pick who I think was the most improved player, and I gotta give it to Yuki. I like the way Yuki was playing throughout the season. He had a little bit of trouble earlier on, but I think over the course of the season, he really showed his skill and the amount of pressure that he can bring with a team aspect.
I would say for me, how I feel about Yuki. I think we actually got it wrong initially when we said that Yuki was like the 8th place AD carry. Because when I did my interview with them, Boom Hunter was very defensive about like how Yuki has always been very good, but he wasn't like playing what he was meant to play. Like he played 2 games on Sona, and I think that's why a lot of people thought he wasn't performing as well. But then once he started playing Ashe and you started realizing like, wow, this is a guy that's actually like controlling how the pace of the game goes. Um, for Bishan as another person, like you could say he improved like in the middle of the season, but like for the past award, like it wasn't really like a major improvement because he was expected to play at such a high level. Um, Michael, maybe you can talk about Oh No and Paradox.
Yeah, so Oh No at the start of the season, it was really rough. I think we like everyone rated him either 7th or 8th mid laner. And then his team and him, they weren't performing like the greatest during the middle of the season, but at the end of the season, we saw a lot of good performances from Oh No. So I'd say he was looking like a middle of the pack, even possibly could be a higher tier mid laner with like more practice, but he really turned his season around. And then, did we miss anyone?
Patty Swaggin.
Patty. Yeah, I don't know what to say on him. I'll pass that one to you.
All right.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know
Right?
why he's on there. That's horrible. Moody, maybe do you want to talk about Paradox?
I think-
or anybody, or-
I don't. Paradox has definitely improved. I don't know that he's improved that much. I think a lot of his struggles early on were more towards like our team identity, because like we have like a really strong top side with like me and Tanzo and Sindilian, and we played to that really, really heavily. I'd say the first 2/3 of Nightfall, and then the later couple weeks we started playing a little bit more bot centric, especially against like Fruition, because everyone talks about their bot lane, so we tried to give them more pressure, and they performed a lot better. So I don't think it's like Paradox was ever like bad and he improved. I think he was always kind of at that level, and it wasn't able to show just because of how we played.
All
That
right.
makes sense.
Well, your season 6 most improved player is none other than Paradox.
Woo, yeah.
Congrats, Paradox. Very well done. And yeah, it has shown Paradox improved over the course of the season and did very well for his team.
Yeah, I think for me, like the big thing was the redemption game, and then past that, like that's yells improvement to me. Especially when he was at a point like such a big tipping point, like where we were talking bad about him, like um yeah, I think that clearly deserved it for me. Next second will probably be Oh No. Like I think we also like rated him very low, but then he was also having kind of okay performances, but his team didn't quite succeed. So yeah, this was pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this one's interesting. The award for Coach of the Season. The nominees are
Ooh.
Coach Matt, Coach
So we're getting to
Tacit,
the real ones.
Coach Flibble and Gnarlynar, and Coach Kaluna.
So these are the big ones.
Big boys.
So we can spend a little bit of time on these. Michael, if you want to take one of them.
Yeah. I'll start with Coach Matt. So, Coach Matt was Polar Aces or Eagles coach last season, and he brought them all the way to finals. And then he switched over to Fruition this season. And then the start of Fruition season, as we expected, was awesome. They're like 2-0ing every match until they hit LSG and Recon. They lost those matches, but just overall, like their team performances and their drafts throughout the season are just like we saw it are crazy good, and he puts a lot of work into it. So it was an easy nomination for him.
All
Yeah.
right.
You want to take Flibble and Gnarly, Moody?
Yeah, that's all you, Moody.
Flibble and Gnarly, like together, they cover like every aspect of the coaching really well. Gnarly with like drafting and tactics, and then Flibble like gets down to the details and makes sure that we're like mentally focused. So couldn't ask for better coaches there. They really know what they're doing.
Yeah. For Coach Tacit, I would say we ranked them all very low at the beginning. We didn't really even know of Tacit early on, like what kind of impact he had on the team. And then we started realizing the amount of work like that he puts in. Like I would say, like in terms of like preparation and everything, like his team has said that he puts in like crazy amount of work, and it's shown. Like they came out of nowhere. No one expected anything from them, and they won every single game. Um, I think he's the kind of person that if you sit down and talk with him and you realize the amount of knowledge he has on the game, like it's unprecedented. I think I encourage everyone, to talk to him, talk to Coach Matt. These are all people that love talking about the game. It was really hard actually to pick this winner. But yeah,
I agree.
All right. And the final, with the final vote, and the winner goes over to none other than Coach Tacit. And I believe we're going to get a interview with Coach
Ooh.
Tacit.
yeah. So I will add Coach Tacit.
Come on in, Coach.
The ocean side.
Coach Tacit.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
Welcome. Congratulations on winning Coach of the Season. How you feel about that?
Thank you. Pretty good. I wasn't really expecting it, but
Oh, what a surprise!
yeah, big surprise. Thank you.
So we were kind of talking. I don't know if you heard us, but we were kind of talking about like commitment to the game, how much you enjoy coaching, and all that stuff. Would you say like you've seen like the direct effect of your coaching on your team this season? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think so. So I got asked to join at the end of like the last Nightfall season when the team was augmented knights. And then I think I was only there for like 2 weeks, and we won I think the next two games after I started, and then we lost our first playoffs game. And then the season I've been there since the beginning, and week one was pretty rough, but I think we've improved a lot since then. And then just like spreading that it's not just about like picking champions and then going into the rift and seeing if you're better players. Like there's pre-work you can do to try to prepare for each team. Like what's a good word for that? Like specifically.
Yeah, and I will say you proved yourself against Coach Matt in the All Stars game. Team Cerulean ended up winning. Good job, Team Cerulean. The first pick, Coach Matt, just didn't do it. But the better
I mean,
coach
to be
won.
honest, it was the mid lane pick. Like, hey there, I'm never picking you again, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, good luck in the rest of the season. I think you have a tough road, but I think you could say that about every team. But I think that your coaching is going to play a pivotal role for your team. But yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Tacit. Oh, there we go. I was like, Tacit, you can't just mute. All right. Next award we have is the Rookie of the Season. Nominees are Dax, Yuki Bunny, Rexless, and Paradox.
So these are
Ooh.
players that have their first season in Nightfall this season.
Yeah.
So they haven't ever played in Nightfall before. Yeah, do you want to take one of them?
Yeah, so obviously we talked about this all day, or the whole podcast was Dax and Yuki, how both of them they've been playing so good, the both of them. Dax, you can tell like when he's not playing how different Schism looks. It's crazy, but it's all these players like are all equally deserving of the role or the what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for this, this was again like these really major awards are really hard, like really hard, because like you could say like earlier about Rexalis, like Tanzo, like you said, Moody thought he was a really good top laner, but people just didn't give him the credit, and he was kind of went unnoticed. But he still had a good season. He still performed very well. Paradox, first time on Recon, had a redemption arc that was unrelated to anyone else, like unmatched by anyone else. I mean. Dax carried his team, came in, changed it, just couldn't finish it all the way. Yuki Bunny, same thing. People ranked him very low, didn't really know who he was, and he came out and started, showing why he was considered to be top 2 AD carry in the league. Do you have any thoughts on these people?
I mean, yeah, I thought Rexalis was performing really well. Yuki, when we played LSG, I actually had lower expectations. Like a lot of people were hyping Yuki up, and I had lower expectations. And he proved me wrong a little bit. I thought he played pretty well. And then Paradox went from not performing as well the first few weeks, and then started doing a lot better later. So I could see it going to anyone. I think Dax. Dax has always impressed me. He impressed me in AVL. He impressed me in Nightfall. You 1v5 the Kale games and that kind of thing. So he was kind of dragging all of Schism across the finish line, bloody, but dragging them there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead and shut.
The winner of the Rookie of the Season is none other than Yuki Bunny.
Yeah, I think this is again really hard. I think we put it against him and Paradox as the final two, but I think he really proved himself, especially being ranked so low. I think if he's around, we can get an interview with him. I'll add him to the calls on night.
Yuki Bunny, get in here.
He needs to add me as a friend. Hold on. Yuki, can you add me as a friend on Discord? There we go.
Is that him?
That is him. Welcome, Yuki Bunny. Congratulations on winning Rookie of the Season.
Thank you. I did not actually expect this.
Now, Yuki, you're a very humble person, okay? And I want you to be honest here. Like, can you talk a little bit about, kind of what you talked about in the interview? People ranked you very low. Not a lot of expectation. You came out and proved everyone wrong. Can you talk a little bit about the season?
Season was really fun. I mean, it makes sense that a lot of people didn't really expect me to do really well. Actually, about week 1 and stuff, kind of just inted a lot. So our whole team did. So yeah, but then we were able to pick it up, and I know the Sonateric game was really bad, really really bad. But at least I was able to make it up near the end of the season, in the middle, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions for Yuki?
Congrats.
Oh, also, were you scared that you might win? What was it? Worst series of the season? Were you scared you
True.
might win this one or win that one?
Dude, I wanted that one. Come on, man.
That's
I
the
want
one
all
you
the bad
wanted.
ones.
He didn't care about this one.
Yeah, he doesn't care about rookie of the season, but he wanted that one. Wow, thank you, Yuki. You're amazing player. Fantastic. These are some great interviews, by the way. I'm loving every single one of them. Alrighty, enjoy your award. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
The biggest yay. All right. With the next awards, is it multiple for this
Yeah.
one, Thrillin? You can explain.
Yeah.
So, Michael, you explain.
Awesome.
All
Let's
right,
pass it down the
so-
line. Moody, you explain now.
Second team is so we did this. We took it kind of from traditional sports. If you look at basketball, if you look at like some other sports, like all pro, kind of like with football. So second team is the second best player for every role. So the way we did this was we took the all-star votes that we got from coaches, players, members of the organization, admins, all these people. They couldn't vote for people on their own team. So we took the second and the highest amount of votes for each role, and we gave them the second and first team.
Yeah.
So second team will be the second best player for each role.
Yeah. One thing to keep in mind here is remember All Stars, me and Michael had the pick over 3 players. So that doesn't mean that we necessarily picked 1 or 2. I
Yeah.
think actually a lot of third place players actually got picked for All Stars. But this is actually just showing all the second placers and all the first finishers.
Mm-hmm. This is actually the good people.
Yeah, your second team is going to be Tanzo, Dorjin, Sandillion, Yuki, and Boom Hunter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
all right.
So I can actually, I think we didn't actually pick Dorjin for All Stars. I think K-Man just impressed me personally, which is why I decided to go for him. But Dorjin, by and far, like had a really good season. If you look at it, like he had a little bit of a slump at the end, but I think he did prove that he was, a very major force in the jungle. Sandillion, like he didn't get picked for All Stars, and I think it's just because there's such a broad pool of mid laners, and I think All Stars being a little bit more fun, we wanted to see a lot of the mid lane talent. But Sandillion is an amazing player, and I think that like his Akali game, especially like against Fruition, like that really kind of sold me on him being extremely good. Yuki, Boom Hunter, solid bot lane. You can kind of guess who's above them, but I think they're competing. Who's for that first place spot? And Tanzo's a very solid player. Moody, maybe you can talk about Tanzo and Sandillion a little bit.
Tanzo should be like 6th team. Like, imagine if his jungler just didn't camp him every game. He'd int.
Whoa, you can't do the man like that, all right? You can talk about Tanzo every single time. This man is a legend, all right?
Zana, here's what I'm gonna do. Next time that we play in a Nightfall match, I'm gonna never gank Tanzo for 1 game, and you're just gonna watch him go like 0-6, and I'm gonna say I told you.
Wow.
Hey, okay, you know what? I want to see that. And then you know what's actually going to happen? Tanzo's going to be like, you know what? I don't even need him. And he's going to get a solo kill for himself, carry the game, and push it on forward, winning Recon 5, the championship.
I will eat my shit again if that happens.
Giving him confidence, baby.
I feel like Moody's the kind of person that would actually do that, never gank Tanzo, and then like just to prove a point. So maybe we shouldn't do that.
Sandillion's a beast, though. Yeah, Sandillion's just. I think Sandillion's the best mid laner in Nightfall, and I think people sleep on him super, super hard. Because not only does he just like win lane every game with. I mean, I give him some pressure, but I mean, I'm never just like spam ganking mid lane by any means. He always wins lane, and then he handles almost all of our late game macro. So he's like a huge, huge part of our team.
All right. Well, you've seen the second place team. Now the first place team. What do you guys think? Cerulean, you can't really say anything. Moody, who do you think?
Let's see if Moody remembers who the other players are.
Do I remember? I think it was. If I did, am I allowed to? Okay,
Yeah,
Dax.
you can go for it.
It was Dax, me. Mid was. I don't remember who mid was actually. Was tilted.
Oof.
It was probably tilted, and then Loki and Phoenix.
Yep.
You got them all
That's my
right?
guess. Yeah.
There you go. You got them all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Loki and Phoenix completely demolished the vote for their lane. I think they each got like pretty much every vote
Mhm.
for that. Tilted was a part of that 5 mid laner kind of tie, but he was the one who had the most votes. I think I'm gonna look really quick, but you had the most
Moody had the
votes
most by a
for
lot for jungle.
by a lot. Yeah, everyone picked you.
Overrated, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know. You could say that's not proving my point or proving my point, whichever one you
Sure.
want.
And the same thing goes for Dax. I think all these players, like the votes for them were so much higher than the second place. Like
Mhm.
it was crazy, especially for the mid and bot side though. Like those were really one sided.
Mhm. And I think we didn't actually put this on there, but if we were going to attach coaches to this, I think Tazza would have been on second team, and Coach
And
Matt would have been on first team.
Yeah.
Coach Matt had the greatest amount of votes, actually by quite a bit to Tacit.
He had
But
the greatest total. Like
yeah,
even including players, Coach Matt was the highest.
yeah.
All right. Well, we have one award left, and we will get an interview from this person after we reveal who it is. The last award is going to be the Nightfall Season 6 MVP Award with 3 nominees: Loki Dosi, Phoenix Main, and Moody.
So this
Hog.
this is gonna be quite a bit of talking because we do need to like kind of talk about this. This is like by far okay. Just so you know, we spent 3 hours last night trying to figure out this winner, and it was actually ridiculous.
A lot of people answered this question.
We asked at least 8 people their opinions on what they thought because me and Michael couldn't make this decision alone. After hearing everybody's thoughts on it, huge thank you to those people because we would never have been able to pick. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say besides like showing it first and then talking about it.
Yeah.
So you
because
want to
it's
show it
very-
first?
Let's do it. Drum roll.
Moody, who do you think? Who do you think first?
Okay, so I think that you guys chose Loki. My vote would be for Phoenix, but I think you guys chose Loki. That's my guess.
All right. So
Do you have reasoning for that though? Because it was actually amazing, like the words we were getting from people about why they thought, one way or the other. I'm curious as to why though.
Well, I'm most overrated, so I know it's not me. So I think that Loki. A lot of people are gonna say Loki because like he was kill leader and he was carrying a lot of games. If you look in lane though, it's like Phoenix is the one making the plays. Phoenix is the one getting them fed. Phoenix. So when I put him in All Stars, he was like, he was going for stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. This guy's good. So yeah, I Phoenix has impressed me. I would say Phoenix, and that would be my vote.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
the MVP of the Nightfall Season 6 Champions League, and you're correct, is Phoenix Main.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was Phoenix. And we're gonna take some time to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people are gonna, be like, "Hey, wait a minute, Michael, do you want to go first or?"
So obviously everything Moody just said we put into play. Like Loki's season has been incredible. He's put up crazy numbers throughout the whole season. Like I think he had like the most kills and the least deaths. Like everything about Loki this season has been just incredible. But then it's also who's the man who's getting Loki to that point, and we thought that was Phoenix. Like everything you see from Phoenix, we'll be watching the games and we'll just see some of the things Phoenix does, and his plays are just amazing. He gets the hooks to win games when they're behind. He'll do the engage to get them back in the game. Like a lot of things Phoenix does is it's incredible too, and we gave him that slight edge because we feel he's the stepping stone Loki uses to get to where he is.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say I was the most useless in the conversations last night because I just could not pick. Like I feel like you could make an argument for both, but ultimately what it came down to was like I think Phoenix like has such a tremendous impact on his team as a whole. Like I think that he is such a driving force, and he does set up Loki a lot. you know, you could put him on Thresh, you can put on Morgana, Braum. He has his champion pool is huge. He'll perform on pretty much anybody. I mean, I wish you could pick both of them. Like that's really how I honestly feel. But at the end of the day, like it's kind of like the LCS, like where Core JJ got picked as MVP. Like he had such a huge impact coming into fruition or coming into Team Liquid, and it's kind of like that was in the back of my mind when I was making this too. Is like, how crazy would it be, that he comes in and another thing I thought about was like if they lost Phoenix, like what would be the biggest impact on the team, like losing Loki, losing Phoenix, like a lot of thoughts went into my head. Like I said, it took 3 hours to figure this out, but I think we should just get him in here and talk to him because I'm curious to how he feels about it because that would be the best information. So I'm gonna add him real quick.
All right. While you're adding him, another crazy stat we talked about earlier was how his assist total compared to the second highest is 60 above. Like that's just incredible to see how much he does. Hello.
Where is he?
Yo, what's up?
Welcome,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
This is a huge award.
Hell yeah. I'm actually pretty surprised.
Yeah, so I mean,
What do
okay,
you
I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but we took 3 hours to figure out who the MVP was going to be, and I don't know like what your thoughts on it. I'm really interested what your thoughts on it are, but I just want you to be as like honest as possible because like maybe we just have no idea. But how do you feel like about this choice?
I think I played like pretty good. I think I played better last season probably. I think I've been underperforming quite a bit, but I guess it's good enough to still win games. League recently, solo queue has been freaking rough, so haven't put that much time into it like I used to. But I think in general for bot lane, it's like supports make plays, ADCs follow up. So I mean, me and Loki probably both deserve it for sure. It's like a 50-50, whoever gets it.
Yeah, and I mean, like your champion pool is huge. Like you would like I would remember watching your games, and you would make plays that would immediately like allow you guys to go on and win. Like that was the kind of thing that stuck out in my head. Um, how do you think like your team like feels like about this? Like, do you think like across the board like they respect like the fact that you have such a huge impact like on the game?
Yeah, for sure. I think they know I look for plays, and most of the time they follow up on it. Like tilted is like the main shot caller for everything, and if I hit anything like a random thresh hook over a wall, like blind or like a Morgana Q or something, like I'll call it out instantly. I get follow up on it. Like the main thing on hitting like anything, like a skill shot or what, like engage tool, is if your team follows up, that's what matters most.
Mhm. So now let me ask you the real question. Do you think you deserved it over Loki? Truthful.
I don't know. I think Loki's been playing really well. He probably best ADC in lane. I think I'm the best support in lane. We both haven't been playing as much as we should be. I don't know. I think we're both worthy of it. It's probably just like a 50-50, like I said before.
At your peak, could you talk a little bit about like your work ethic? Like how much did you play the game to like get to the point that you are? Like
yeah, I have a lot of like mid elo like accounts like plat and like diamond and stuff. Like I invested a lot of time when I played a lot when solo queue wasn't like okay like minus 22 LP plus 12 or whatever. Like that's where it got downhill. But yeah, I invested a lot of time. Like I would wake up, just play like hours and hours, just listen like YouTube music and just continue playing. I put a lot of time into it for sure.
yeah, that's crazy. While we have you here, like, do you want to like give any thoughts on the rest of the season and like how you think you guys are gonna do? You have Moody here too, so if you want to talk to Moody.
Got my boy Moody from All Stars. That was pretty fun.
Team Kiba all the way.
True.
Honestly, put me on Dark. Unlucky. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we 5-banned you, so
it's fine. I play anything. It doesn't matter. I'll flex whatever. It's funniest. I think who are we going against? Cetra, I think. Like I
good
don't
start.
really.
Yeah.
All right, no. I don't really follow like players or teams in general. I just play the game. Like I don't like looking at names. I don't like studying like what this player like fully does or whatever. Like I'll just play the game because that's what matters most. And you need to be confident in your own play. You don't need to focus on names. I think we'll show up. I think we'll be good. I've definitely been playing a little bit of time in the league. I need to put more for sure, but I think Cetra will be a pretty good matchup. It'll be fun, and then depending on who the other or who our 5 chooses between the winner of this match and the other match, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. I think that we're gonna see some really good play. But yeah, I'm really happy for you. Like as a support player, I do want to say that it goes unbiased in terms of role, but I enjoy watching you play, and this was a very I felt really good having you win this because I think you really do deserve it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much, man, for coming and talking to us.
Oh yeah, no problem. That's awesome. Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right. So after the wonderful interview from Phoenix, Maine, we're gonna now take your questions and hopefully be able to answer them. Some of them we will be able to answer. Some of them we will not be able to. Some of them we just probably are gonna just pass over. But hey, it happens.
I did see something before we get on earlier. Someone asked about Yumi. She just came out today, so we're gonna give her the same treatment we gave every new champion. She's gonna be disabled 1 week from today. She'll be enabled. So next Tuesday she will be re-enabled, but she is not allowed to be played during quarterfinals. That's how we're gonna treat that. But yeah, real quick, I do have a question, Moody. We want to get your thoughts on your quarterfinal matches because I know you have some things to say about that.
Spicy. So I gotta remember. Let's see. It's Cetra and Fruition, correct? So I want to say that Fruition wins this 2-1, but I would not be surprised if Cetra actually wins. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I think Fruition is the much better team. There's been rumors that they've been having some roster shuffles and team problems. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I think Fruition's definitely the better team, and I kind of hope to play them, but we'll see. As for the other semi, I could definitely give the advantage to Impulse. I think it comes down to jungle matchup there. Bluxy has inting tendencies sometimes, and sometimes he does good. And then kind of same thing with Bishan. So I think it comes down to who shows up that day in jungle. That's what I think.
So what's your ideal path? If you do ideally make it to finals, who do you want to face? And then who do you want to face in the finals?
Do I want to face in the finals? I mean, I probably want to face Polaris in the finals because they're the weakest team, I think. But I don't think that's going to happen, though. Who do I think we will play in the finals? It'll probably be. Well, I don't know what's going to happen with who's going to choose who. We haven't decided that yet. But I definitely think it would be either LSG or Fruition in the finals along with us. So yeah.
All right, so we can take some questions. If anybody has anything they want to ask about the award show, quarterfinals, anything. I think we'll have 2 more podcasts, I think, Michael, if I'm correct. We'll have one right before semis and then one right before finals. So unless finals falls on that same week, then we'll do a closing thoughts podcast. But yeah, that's our plan for that.
All right. Any questions we see in the chat that we can answer? We're gonna just take a couple here because,
this is a long episode.
And we wanted to make sure that we can get some questions in and answered after the award ceremony that we just had, and then also with the playoffs coming up tomorrow.
Who's Bad Comedy? Okay, bad comedy is okay. So I mentioned that I played on 2 teams or 2 decently good competitive teams before Recon. Bad Comedy was my top laner in both of them, and he's kind of the one who taught me most of what I know. And he's also I performed well in these past teams because he was the one telling me to stop chasing.
Mm.
So he'd tell me where to go, and I'd show up there and I'd kill everything. So that worked. So why do I die so much? Because I don't have Beckham in my team anymore.
Thoughts on MSI if any of you are watching the games?
Nope. Resident Sleeper.
Well,
TL's gonna win 3-0 in finals.
I watched one game, and that was today because I woke up on a reasonable time. It was SKT versus IG, and it was the only game IG ended up losing. They went 9-1. But yeah, that was actually really, really fun to watch. But yeah, I wish it wasn't at such a weird time, so I haven't really been able to look at it. But yeah, I don't know, Moody, have you seen anything?
I've watched a little bit. I haven't been able to watch any of it live because I've had finals, so I can't actually like destroy my sleep schedule like I normally would. But I have watched a little bit of replays. Watched 16-minute game that was really ugly. IG looks nuts. Stronger than last year, or stronger than Worlds last year at least. So I'd be really surprised if they didn't win. And I expect. I think TL pulls the game, but I think IG beats them 3-1.
All right. A couple of questions that I see. Why hasn't Zonite put LSG in front of their name yet, or in front of his name yet after the postseason power rankings? Number one, I don't play for LSG. I'm just a fan.
Okay, dude. I mean, you
there
had
we
some
go.
suspicious picks.
I'm just going to put that out there and go with that. How do I get in the Zonite club? I don't know, man. I didn't create it. I think it's you just have to say ooh in the chat with like a Zonite meme behind it or something. I don't know. Oh.
Okay. Guess we're sculpting questions now, but
See there, Tonzo's in. I don't know. What just happened? What'd you just do? Okay.
Nightfall police in full force.
We'll take like one or two more questions before this gets out of hand.
One final question, guys.
One final. A legitimate question, all right? Give us something here.
It's the same people talking, and it's just all of Moody's friends.
Oh my gosh.
I'd just like to state for the record, I'm actually 5'8". I'm not 4'11". Tonzo is lying. I'm just throwing that out there.
Legit question.
Tonzo's barely taller than me. What is he talking about? And he's way uglier, so I don't know why he's saying anything.
How tall is Tonzo?
Tonzo, I think he's 5'10". He's not even 6 foot, so why is he talking? And he's got rosy cheeks.
I'm just going to say Tonzo's perfect. Just 5'10", that's perfect.
So K-Man asks, who's the best player in Nightfall? Moody, I'm actually curious what you think about it.
Best player, Sindelian.
Typical.
I think Sindelian, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I thought, yes, Sindelian.
Do you think Sindelian?
In terms of everything that he brings to the team, to a team, yeah, I would say Sindelian. I would have said at the a couple weeks in, I would have said myself. I was obviously not performing at that level, but I said me. But I think Sindelian's better than me. Okay. I think Fruition's bot lane's pretty crazy. Also, they're really good. So I would put those. I think Fruition bot lane, Sindelian, and me are the top 4 players in Nightfall.
All right. Well, that was the last question of the Q&A session. Thank you all for joining us for the award ceremony. If you got an award and you want to frame it like Now does, hit Cerulean up. He'll give you a picture of your beautiful award. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out for tomorrow for the first games of the quarterfinals. It's going to be an intense series. I hope you all enjoy, and we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your night.
That's some serious mod abuse.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man.